like I said before, if Daniel Jones truly has the mental capacity, and this story is true, and that these were even Giants fans, this not only was beneficial to Daniel Jones, but he's going to use it as fuel to his fire. Alright, I finally get to make a video on this. A lot of people have made videos on this already, but I haven't had time to. We've been working a lot lately. So that being said, I can make a video about it now. So a couple of days ago, during the Yankee and Rays game, I guess it was at home because Daniel Jones was there, he was booed. Booed by, obviously, probably the Yankees fans who were Giants fans, or maybe even Jets fans. Who knows? Who knows if they're actually Jets fans instead of Giants fans? That's what I think, honestly. But because at this point, I think the Giants fan base has already come to the decision, especially the YouTube fan base. Obviously, I have some supporters that are still against the Daniel Jones pick and still heavily regret it and still probably grade it like an F and just don't want to see anything about Daniel Jones. But I think the majority, especially the video makers, like, I consider us media. You know, me, Chris, by the way, congratulations, Chris, on joining Sports Fury. Me, Chris, Bad Dog, Rover, a bunch of guys, I think have come to the settlement of saying, listen, we're going to stick behind Daniel Jones now. He's our quarterback. Let's get it. So I'll tell you this right now. I'll just bring something up real quick because a lot of people are saying that this is a fabricated story because obviously there's no football going on right now, so they're trying to create headlines, things like that. People are coming up with some conspiracy stuff that Art Stapleton and a couple other guys have fabricated this story. I don't think it's fabricated whatsoever. I don't think if it was fabricated, I wouldn't think Art Stapleton would just fire back at them like shooting everybody down on, you know, the people thinking that it's some kind of conspiracy or over exaggeration or whatever. So I think it's legit. I think he was legitimately booed, but you got to remember, Giants and Jets fans, yes, there are a lot of Giants fans, but there are still a lot of Yankees fans who are Jets fans. I mean, you have to come to that realization that obviously you're going to hear boos because, you know, Giants fans aren't the only ones there. But when it comes to Giants fans, whether it's Giants fans or Jets fans, regardless, this does not affect Daniel Jones, and you can just see it. You can just see it does not affect him. If it did affect him, I'd be much more rampant than this. I would be, you know, I would have turned on every single person and said, listen, what you're booing Daniel Jones is creating a butterfly effect of how he's going to play in the future, and he's just going to stink, and then you'll have a reason to boo the guy. But that's not what I think of Daniel Jones whatsoever. I think they knew what they were doing when they drafted him. Obviously, they go through their, you know, pre-draft combine meetings and things like that. They get to go ahead and sit down with the prospect, see if he's really ready mentally and physically to join the team. And I think what they were looking for mentally is the quarterback who most resembles Eli Manning's trait, his number one trait, and that's the ability to not to block out the noise, you know, to not let things get to your head. That New York mentality. Eli Manning has that mentality. Obviously, you hear a lot of people, you know, criticize Eli Manning for good reason. It's not like he can honestly defend it. Yes, he's had his offensive line problems, but he can't defend this interception, and can't defend this interception, and can't defend this lost game, and things like that. Even though, of course, he won us 2 Super Bowls, but obviously the New York media is always going to turn their back on their quarterback or on their player when anything goes wrong. That is just how we are. We are very high-tempered, spoiled fans. It is what it is. I'm proud to say it. We're high-tempered. We're spoiled. We're very passionate in our game, and sometimes we say the wrong things. So when it comes to Eli Manning, he does not let that get in the way whatsoever. And Daniel Jones is the exact spitting image of that. Daniel Jones is not going to be affected. If anything, this just lit a fire in Daniel Jones' eyes. I go back to, I forgot what year it was. You guys got to correct me if I'm wrong. I want to say 2015, 2016, when Kristaps Porzingis was drafted. And ironically, probably the same fans.
The New York Knicks select Kristaps Porzingis from Liepaja, Latvia. He last played for Sevilla in Spain.
The same fans that were in the stands during the Yankee game are probably the same fans during that New York Knicks draft pick when they drafted Kristaps Porzingis, and the whole entire draft arena booed. They were like, what's going on right now? You're getting reactions. Who is this guy? Stephen A. Smith, First Take, ESPN, NBA Network, and things like that. They are going rampant. Who is Kristaps Porzingis? Why did they waste the 4th overall pick on him? This and that and on and on. So it's very similar to me. What happened when Kristaps Porzingis was drafted? You know, did he let it get to his head? He said, I'm going to prove everybody wrong. And what did he do? Kristaps Porzingis was the biggest thing that happened since Carmelo, and I don't know about Patrick Ewing, but I mean, he was big. Kristaps in his time here, KP, was huge. So, and he didn't let any of that, and if anything, that lit a fire under him. That lit a fire in his eyes to make sure he proves not only his enemies wrong. You know, not only does he defeat his enemies, but he proves his own fans wrong. And that's pretty sad to think about, but it's true. So Daniel Jones is the exact replica of that. He is going to use that as a fire. He's going to use it as fuel to his fire and make sure he proves everybody wrong. If this story is true, and Daniel Jones truly has the mental capacity to handle that, I guarantee you this helped him. This is going to help him succeed, because not only does he have the responsibility to prove everybody in different fan bases wrong, and NFL Network, who just completely craps on him, it's ESPN more so. OGR did a fantastic video on Get Up. They just completely demolished Daniel Jones for no reason. And of course, First Take, Max Kellerman. Max Kellerman calls himself a Giants fan. He was probably in there at the Yankee Stadium booing himself. You know, he was there booing Daniel Jones. So, like I said before, if Daniel Jones truly has the mental capacity, and this story is true, and that these were even Giants fans, this not only was beneficial to Daniel Jones, but he's going to use it as fuel to his fire to make sure that he not only proves other fan bases wrong and other media sources wrong, but his own fan base, the Giants fan base. And you know what? I'm upset it happened. I really, really feel bad for Daniel Jones. I do. I feel for the guy. I completely take back what I said. Well, not everything that I said during draft day, but I completely overreacted. I calmed down, and I'm really, really realizing the fact that Daniel Jones is now my quarterback. He eventually is going to replace Eli Manning. That's going to happen. This is not Kyle Lauletta. This is not Davis Webb. This is not even Ryan Nassib. This is none of that. This guy's a first-round pick. Right now, I know we don't have any pads on right now, but right now, he is playing like a first-round quarterback would in OTAs. He is playing that role, okay? It's not like he was drafted in the first round, and right now he's throwing interception pick by pick. He can't get his footwork right. He's throwing wobbly balls. He can't make any reads. He's widely inaccurate. Things like that. He has, he can't throw the ball deep. He literally has looked like the best quarterback in OTA so far. Yes, you can say on Get Up, they were saying, everybody in OTAs look good. Yeah, sure, but not everybody is going to look better than the starters, right? Daniel Jones is looking better than Eli so far in OTAs. Not saying he is. I'm not going to disrespect Eli in saying that, but he's competing. Pat Shurmur even said it. Pat Shurmur didn't want to rule out the fact that Daniel Jones will one day start, that it's going to start soon. He left it on a cliffhanger and said that they're both competing, not for the starting job. Eli is getting ready to have an outstanding year, and Daniel Jones is getting ready to play. That is code for Eli Manning is our starter, but Daniel Jones is looking great as well. No disrespect to Daniel Jones, but Eli Manning is our starter. That's what Pat Shurmur was saying there. So all that being said, guys, I know maybe I went on too long and probably was reiterating the point on and on again, but let me know what you guys think about this. I honestly think it's going to light a fire in Daniel Jones' eyes, and I hope it does. And that's going to be my thumbnail. So that being said, leave your thoughts in the comment section below, guys. Make sure you guys join the 27 squad by hitting that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next video.